So, welcome guys on this live stream. Uh, okay, I just started the recording. Okay, welcome back today with another live session with JRB Trader. It's been a while, and I do hope you enjoyed the holidays. So we're back on track with the new year, and we'll be having a lot of live streams this year, and I do hope we get to make the most out of them. So today on the live stream, I'm going to be looking into a number of pairs. Of course, the plan was to have the session maybe an hour and 30 minutes before the London session, but we are already just a few minutes away from the London Open because of the issues I had it coming up on the stream. Nonetheless, we're going to start anyways. Just like I said, I'll be trading just three pairs for the year 2026, and those are Euro USD, GBP USD, and USD JPY. And one of the things I like to do is I like to check the US index and JPY index. It has a whole lot to tell me about the pairs I'm going to be trading this year. So one of the first things I do is to look into them deeply and see where the direction is headed. And of course, it's the start of a new year, and of course, I'm going to check out my 1 year chart and see what it looks like. Of course, I've always said that at the start of every month, I like to see how the last month ended. At the start of every week, I like to see how the previous week ended. The same for the daily. And of course, we're in a new year, so that pattern isn't going to be exempted from what we're doing today. So basically, we're going to be looking at the 1 year chart on US index, and this would help us determine the long-term maybe impact or long-term bias of the index, and that will go a long way in helping us determine where we are going on the Euro USD especially. So obviously I can see that we have been on quite bearish drop, and I can see that we're also reacting off a particular other block level at this point. But basically I like to see how obviously my ended, and let me check the 6 months with a very good drop. That means the bears were in charge all through the year in 2025, and of course we're going to expect more bears on this pair. Let me take these lines out. Let's mark this. So going back to the 1 year, I like to get all the information I need. So right now we are seeing a very strong bearish engulfing over the year 2025, and we're back into 2026. So it looks like we're going to be expecting more. So I was looking at where this reaction is actually looking to. Yeah. So basically, our breaker structure is going to be here, but of course, it's a yearly pattern, so we might just see. So basically, we are expecting more sales, and let's just go down to the 6 months. you can see the reaction off of the tip of this candle. Where are we going to be headed? Right. So you can see we close with a rejection on the 6 months, and basically I'm thinking we can have maybe more drops down, and possibly if we break this, then we are very much bearish for the longest of times. So let me go to the 3 months. We're still bearish on all the big time frames checked so far, and you can also see the rejection, and possibly if price gains that momentum to drop all the way down, then we can have a very long sell. Okay, so basically we will have these zones to for market to tap into these levels, and these are the closest to this place, and that aside this external range liquidity. So basically we're still bearish, but I'm seeing imbalances in price distribution around this area, so this might still be a very interesting area for the market to tap into before all the drops. But we have seen the mitigation and the rejection of all this block, so we'll keep going down to the monthly. I can see that we did have a great tap into that imbalance, and on the monthly we just have that imbalance left on this side. But I'm thinking that we might be good to go for the sells, but we need a very clear direction on what to do. Because these are external range liquidity, there's going to be first target to the downside, and of course on the monthly, the new month, let's see how the previous month ended. So when you check the weekly, I want to see where you have the break structure. Last month, let me see. We had a bearish, I think it was this place the last month ended very bearish. It was into this month that we have this break of structure, and of course that might mean some form of retracement. I'm going to pull out all of this, and we're going to go back on the monthly and see where this reversals are headed into. So most likely we are having reversals, probably price to mitigate this level, or probably this level at most. So let's go over to the weekly and see where these levels lie. So I'm going to take out this line. So basically, last week we ended bullish, of course, you can see, and on the daily, you can see we had a very good break of structure to the upside. So basically, we are expecting much more buys to probably up onto this level before we begin to see any reversals. Okay. Okay, I think we're done with the weekly. Let's go over to the daily. let's see how yesterday ended. Yesterday we had much more bears, but let's see if we had a break of structure to the downside. Yes, we did have a break of structure, but I think it's a miniature break of structure. Kind of one price we used to tap into an important key level. You can see that it is actually on this area that price tapped into, mitigating the other block that led to the breakout of this zone. So basically, I think we're still bullish. And if we're still bullish, we're going to be looking at having price take out this external range liquidity at this level. So basically, we can expect maybe more buys on this. So at this point, we have on the 4 hours. So on the 1 hour time frame, on the 4 hour time frame, we not had a very decent break of structure, but we have a change in state of the liquid. You can see that this candle we only had wicks, and we now have a body close off of this place, so we can expect price to drop down then up. So we're still quite bullish on the XY. So I'm going to see my first zone should be here. Then let's see on the 1 hour where that is tallied. Okay. Looking at this, I'd like to see when this break happens. When we had this break of structure around here. Okay. I just wanted to confirm if this low was an inducement or not, but we had a very good break. Okay, so I should be maybe expecting market to come back into this level. Then we are good to go. But nonetheless, if we don't have that level, I'm seeing that we already tapped into this level. Oh, you can see we had a tap into this level. We had okay, so basically on the 15 minutes, I think this was we had a break of structure around here. So I don't think we're going to come all the way down there, all the way down into this place. But nonetheless, I can still have a tap in here. But let me see where the 4 hour is pointing. So 4 hour we already have this kind of indicator. And we are looking at having this. Okay. I can also see that this place has been kind of indicated also. So basically, let's see if we have an important zone at this time. This is quite an important zone. Let's see if it was really mitigated on the time frames. We had a tap into it. I think 1 hour. We also had a tap into it at this point. So basically, I think we're not going to be coming for more sales at this point. I think this point is really a good area for us to buy. And okay, let me go down to the 5 minutes and see. We've been having sales, and probably we can wait to see when price, gives us a change in structure for us to keep in with the buys. So basically, we're expecting price. This is quite interesting. On the 1 hour, we had seen that these are candles, but let's see if price is going to use this for a reversal anyway. But all of these are kind of weeks. So probably if price is going to come all the way down, I think it would be better for us to come all the way down, tap into this level and go. Sorry. Okay, which is basically now this is yes, we already have London open, so we tapped into this zone quite interesting. So if we get a reasonable reaction of this zone to the buy side, and I think this would be our structure, breaker structure. And if we do that, then I'm going to be targeting the external range liquidity on this. So, but if not, you can expect price to come all the way down. So over to Euro USD. USD is quite interesting. Just like I said, I would like to see where we are on the yield. Around the yield. We're quite on a range, but I can see that something fishy about this move is this. They had this weak rejection, and we have not seen price trade below this, so we're going to be quite skeptical about ourselves. But you can see that the year ended very, very bullish. So let's go back into 6 months and we already see the break and block on this level. Are we get to trade price all the way into this level? Let me see where we are with okay, off of this wire to hit 50 percent retracement on the general move. So this might be a very good sign that we are going to be coming into this level. So let me take this out. I'm also seeing an important order block at this level, so we can actually expect price to maybe tap into here for this level and tap into this level, then this level, this particular level, and up. So let me take all of these out. So basically, we have breaker block and another block level, and we are yet to hit 50% retracement. So this can be a very good investment. And okay, having said that, let's go over to the quarterly and see what happens. I don't even have a very good reaction off of this level. I don't know if this level has been mitigated that makes it that price is failing to break below this level to get into the zone. But nonetheless, let's see. Okay, I'm not seeing anything much on this level. Anything much on this level. Let's see the one. So I thought as much. This is the reason why we are seeing price react off of this level. And as you can see, we have already tapped into this. So most likely price is going to get off from here and protesting our liquidity and up into this level. But we're going to take it one step at a time. Last month finished bullish, and maybe the start of this month is already trying to mitigate some levels. I think this level can be my last point of mitigation, or probably if price dips that low this level. But let's see on the weekly where these levels are actually. From what I'm seeing, I think we already tapped into this level, but it's not very clear. Last week closed bearish, but it might be a minimal bearish turn. We're already seeing what tapped into this level. We're seeing what tapped into this level, and looking at the breakout structure that happened here instead of the midway, and you can see that this was underneath that. I think we're honestly have tapped into it properly. And yesterday on the daily, did we close bullish? Because we've been on a bearish expecting for the bulls to come in. This very well tapped into these levels. And let me mark this out. I think this level is looking quite important, unmitigated. All of these because this first that we marked as mitigated, this is yet to be mitigated anyway. And I can see liquidity all over here. So I'm going to see what happens. But I want to know if price has actually gone bullish. Okay. I don't think so. I think the bulls for me would be if price takes out this high. Price takes out this high. Because all of these are still miniature structures. But if price can take out this high for me, then I would gladly say that we are already out of the zone clearly. So let's see what happens maybe today. But I can see we had an engulfing, but we had this reduction all the way here. So let's see what happens. If price comes and breaks this, then I'm sure we're good to go. And of course, if price trades lower, then the peers are still very much in control. So basically, I have these two levels too. I don't know if the peers are still in charge, but from what we saw on the DXY, I think we might see price. Okay, let's see. I think price is expecting of this. Wow. Remember, if we have this break of structure happening here, then I will know that we are still going to be bearish on, we are still bearish on E. But for now, you can see the reaction that we have here. If we see this break of structure, then we can gladly place our buys on this level. Something like this, out of it, all the way up into the external range, above the Asian high of yesterday. So that's it. So until we have that break of structure, that means that if Dxy is still bullish, that means Eurusd we should be expecting more gains, because all of these are just going to be. Initially, yesterday, I was waiting for buys on this particular place. Of course, this was an investment level for me. This was an investment level for me. But I expected that price should at least come into this level, this level for me. But I can see that the price very well tapped into this. And you can see that we already have a change in the state of delivery of this candle, price breaking below it. So if today we seen reactions of these places around here, to come all the way down into this place. So let's see what happens. Oh, we already have a tap into this place, a mitigation point. If we have that mitigation point, this level should be our next mitigation point. Let's see if that level has also tapped into. And not yet on the 1 hour. Let's see if it was tapped into on the have here. And you can see we had a clear tap here. And we also have a clear tap from the Asian session. So it's looking like we're never going to come into the Asian highs. And let's see what happens if this high is a kind of liquidity grab. And of course, if we see a change in state with price breaking the body below here, then let me take this out. Then there won't be any need for us to go all the way up here. But I would prefer to see maybe price break this. First, let me see where that is on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, if we see a break of structure here, I think we have the same on the 15 minutes. So let's see how it goes anyway. We already have mitigation point, mitigated. And we have so if we have a body close up of this place, I think it will be good for if we see something like this. And take all the way down to this level. So I think that's what we should be expecting. So also going to be watching the Dxy, and also going to be watching the Eurusd. So basically, you can also have a break around here. When Tabak at this place, then to sell all the way down into this So basically, on this live stream, we are looking to have this review of and USD trade more downward. So we'll be calling it a day on this live stream, and of course, I would see if I'm going to upload this video on my YouTube channel, and maybe you can look and reference back at on the video and hope to learn something. If you're interested in having your 2026 all lit up rate payout and everything, like I said, all you need to do is to use my mentorship programs or my signal programs. If you're type who is a passive trader, you can use maybe the signals. If you want to be an active trader, I would even recommend you hop into my mentorship program and learn how to use what works in forex in 2026. So that will be where we call it a day on this session. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. If this video drops on my YouTube, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and also keep the notifications turned on. And keep your eyes glued on my Telegram channel and all my social media, TikTok, Instagram, and all of those for educational content and trade updates. So I'll see you on the next session.